Hello and welcome to Learn with Hema's class. My dear students, in this video we shall cover the question and answers from Evergreen Workbook for the chapter The Last Lesson from Treasure Chest. This video is for specially class 10 ICSE board students. Before going ahead, one small request that if you are not a subscriber to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel and also do share my videos with your friends. If you like the videos, if you find the videos useful, please do not forget to hit the like button and also do share your lovely comments in the comment box. Let's quickly move. There are a total of 8 passages with each passage 5 questions. So the first passage, for a moment I thought of running away and spending the day out of doors. It was so warm and bright. The birds were chirping at the edge of the woods, and in the open field back to the sawmill the Prussian soldiers were drilling. This is the first passage. So the first question, why did the narrator think of running away and where did he want to go? The narrator thought of running away because his teacher had told his class that he would ask them questions on participles, and the narrator did not want to take the test, so he wanted to run away. He wanted to run away to enjoy the warm day outdoors. I hope children, I have been explaining in my previous videos that while writing the answers, you need to underline the keywords, and in this answer also, you need to underline the keywords. For example, for the first question, why did the narrator think of running away? So the keywords over here, because his teacher had told his class that he would take or ask questions on participles, till here this you would underline. And for the next question, where did he want to go? He wanted to run away to enjoy the warm day outdoors. So this would be the answer. Next question, what do you think about the narrator? The narrator is a student, so you underline student. He did not work hard in his studies, but he is worried about his performance in the class. He is a respectful and obedient student. What was tempting to the narrator? What did he dread? The day was bright and warm. It was something tempting for him to enjoy outdoors. So what was tempting? The day was bright and warm. This you can mention. It was tempting. You can underline this part. And what did he dread? He dreaded being scolded by the teacher. So you can underline being scolded by the teacher for not preparing his test. You can underline this entire part. Why were the Prussian soldiers doing their drills? Answer. The Prussian soldiers were doing the drills as the day was warm. They found the atmosphere suitable to do the drill in the open fields. So, what would you underline for this answer? Why were the Prussian soldiers doing the drills? As the day was warm. This could be the first underline, and they found the atmosphere suitable to the drill. This also you can underline. Next, what temptations did the narrator overcome? Where was he going? The day was warm and bright. The birds were chirping at the woods. The Prussian soldiers were drilling in the open fields. The whole atmosphere was quite tempting. The narrator overcame these temptations as he was going to school. So what temptations? So you have this 3 thing which he has to overcome. That is, the day was warm and bright. The birds were chirping at the woods. And the Prussian soldiers were drilling in the open fields. So all these 3 you can underline as keywords. Passage 2. Through the window, I saw my classmates already in these places and Monsieur Emile walking up and down with his terrible iron ruler under his arm. I had to open the door and go in before everybody. You can imagine how I blushed and how frightened I was. Okay, so question 1. What kind of a teacher was Monsieur Emile? What did he teach? So Monsieur Emile was a dedicated and devoted teacher. He taught French. So you can underline dedicated and devoted. And what did he teach? French. You can underline French. Okay. What was Monsieur Emile doing when Franz looked through the window? Was it a pleasant sight? Monsieur Emile was walking up and down. So you can underline then. What was he doing? He was walking up and down with his iron ruler under his arm. This also you can underline, with his iron ruler under his arm. And was it a pleasant sight? It was not a pleasant sight as he looked upset. Why was Franz frightened? He was frightened because of being late for the class and he had seen Monsieur Emile walking in the room in a terrible mood. Question 4. Did the teacher punish Franz? What happened when Franz entered the classroom? Answer. The teacher did not punish Franz. So you can underline did not punish Franz. When he entered the classroom, there was complete silence. So what happened? There was complete silence. You can underline this part. There was no noise like other days. So you can also underline there was no noise like other days. This also you can underline for the answer. Question 5. Which kind of dress was Monsieur Emile wearing? Why? Monsieur Emile was wearing his beautiful green coat and frilled shirt. So you can underline beautiful green coat and frilled shirt. Next, he wore black silk cap which was embroidered. This was the dress he wore on inspection and prize days. He was wearing this dress as it was his last day in the school. So what was he wearing and why? So he wore black silk cap which was embroidered, and the dress was which he always wore on inspection and prize days. And he was wearing this dress as it was his last day in the school. So it was his last day. You can underline this part for the last question. Passage 3. While I was wondering about it all, Monsieur Emile mounted his chair and in the same grave and gentle tone which he had used to me said, "My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you. The order has come from Berlin to teach only German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. The new master comes tomorrow. This is your last French lesson. I want you to be very attentive." So who is the narrator and where is he? Franz is a student in the school. So who is the narrator? Franz is student. You underline both. Franz also and a student in the school is the narrator. He is inside the classroom. So inside the classroom you can underline over here for the second question. Question 2. Who was Monsieur Emile? How would he treat his students? Monsieur Emile was a teacher in the school and taught French. He treated the students as his own children. So he was a teacher in the school. This much you can underline. And he treated the students as his own children. Third question. Why was it his last lesson? What does the word his refer to? It was his last lesson as the German authorities had ordered to stop the teaching of French in the schools. The word his refers to Monsieur Emile, the French teacher. What did Monsieur Emile wish his students to do? Why? Monsieur Emile asked the students to be more attentive. Okay, so you can underline ask the students to be more attentive. He told them that it was their last lesson to learn French language. So he told them that it was their last lesson. You can underline this, to learn French language. You can underline this, as the teaching of French was going to be discontinued. So you can underline teaching of French was going to be discontinued. You can underline this part as answers. Question 5. In which mood was Monsieur Emile? Why? Monsieur Emile was in a mood of despair and disappointment. It was because of the order from Berlin which forbade the teaching of French in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. So यहाँ पे in the mood of despair and disappointment you can underline, and next because of the order from Berlin which forbade the teaching of French in the classrooms of Alsace and Lorraine. So this you can underline. Passage 4. That's the great trouble with Alsace. She puts off learning tomorrow. Now those fellows out there will have the right to say to you, "How is it you pretend to be Frenchmen and yet you neither speak nor write your own language? But you are not the worst, poor little friends. We've all a great deal to reproach ourselves with." Question 1. What do you learn about the speaker? Answer. The speaker here is Monsieur Emile, the teacher who teaches French in the narrator Franz's school. He is quite upset over the order that has asked to stop the teaching of French language in the school. What is the regret in his mind? He has a great regret in his mind about the French people's attitude towards their own mother tongue. He is pained over the fact that French neither speak nor write their own language. Question 3. Who are those fellows? How would they mock at the villagers? Answer. Those fellows here refers to the Germans who would make fun of the French people. They would criticize the French people for their neglect of their mother tongue. Who, according to the speaker, were to be blamed for the present situation? Answer. According to the speaker, the French people themselves were responsible for the present situation. They had neglected and ignored their own language. Later, what does the speaker say about the French language? Answer. The speaker later says that French is a great language. It was necessary for them to love their language as it would be a key to their freedom and keep their identity intact. Fifth passage. Your parents were not anxious enough to have you learn. They preferred to put you to work on a farm or at the mills so as to have a little more money. And I've been to blame also. Have I not often sent you to water my flowers instead of learning your lessons? Question 1. Who is addressing to whom and on what occasion? Monsieur Emile, a teacher who teaches French in France school, is addressing his students. The occasion of this address is his last lesson to the class, as French will no longer be taught in the school according to the orders of the German government. Who were put to earn more money for the parents? What does it show about them? Answer. The students were put to earn more money by their parents. It shows that the parents were more interested in money and neglected the importance of learning French for their children. What made the speaker blame himself? Answer. The speaker is pained to see that French language has been ignored and neglected by the French themselves. He blames himself for his neglect as he used to ask his students to do small jobs for him instead of learning their mother tongue. What do you think of this speaker? Answer. The speaker is a sincere teacher and a patriot. He has great regret for the neglect that the French show towards their own mother tongue. According to the speaker, what is the importance of learning our mother tongue? Answer. According to the speaker, the learning of our mother tongue is very significant. One's mother tongue is like the key to freedom from slavery and foreign rule. Passage 6. It was the most beautiful language in the world, the clearest, the most logical, that we must guard it among us and never forget it, because when people are enslaved, as long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to their prison. First question. Which language is being referred to here? What is the occasion of this observation? Answer. The language being referred to here is French. The occasion for this observation is the last lesson to be delivered by the French teacher, Monsieur Emile. He is addressing his students and some villagers about the importance of their mother tongue. What does the speaker think of the language being referred to? The speaker is talking about French language. He thinks that this language will act as a key to people's prison of slavery. They must hold fast to their language. What is the advice to the listeners? The advice of the speaker here is that the listeners should hold fast to their language. It will prove to be the key to their freedom. Question 4. Why should the enslaved people not forget their language? The enslaved people should not forget their language as it keeps them bound to their identity and help in struggling for and achieving freedom. What, according to the speaker, had been the attitude of the people earlier about their own language? Answer. According to the speaker, the earlier attitude of the people towards their language had been that of neglect and indifference. They did not respect their mother tongue as much as they should. Passage 7. Once some beetles flew in, but nobody paid any attention to them, not even the littlest ones, who worked right on tracing their fish hooks as if that was French too. On the roof, the pigeons cooed very low, and I thought to myself, will they make them sing in German, even the pigeons? Question 1. Where did the beetles fly in? How did the students react? Answer. The beetles flew inside the classroom. So underline inside the classroom. The students did not pay any attention to them. They ignored the beetles. So how did the students react? They did not pay any attention to them. You can underline this. And you can also underline they ignored the beetles. What was being done and by whom? Where was it being done? Answer. Some pigeons cooed in while Monsieur Emile was talking about the importance of French language. He was delivering his last lesson that day. What made even the children do their work with full concentration? The words of Monsieur Emile about French language and the way the French people had been ignoring their mother tongue made even the children do their work with full concentration. Who is I referred to here? What thought did he give? The word I refers to Franz, the narrator. He thought if the Germans would force even the birds like pigeons to speak in German. What is the tone in? Will they make them, even the pigeons? What literary device is used here? The tone is satirical and the literary device used is personification, as the pigeons are being referred to as some persons or human beings. Passage 8. My friends, said he, but something choked him. He could not go on. Then he turned to the blackboard, took a piece of chalk, and, bearing on with all his might, he wrote as large as he could, Vive la France. Question 1. Who is he? Why was he so sentimental? The word he here refers to Monsieur Emile, the teacher who teaches French. He was sentimental because it was his last lesson in the class. What could he not do? Why? He could not go on speaking. The reason for his not being able to do so was that he had become emotional. It was his last lesson in the class. What did he write on the blackboard and why? He wrote the words Vive la France. He wrote these words to show his love and respect for his country. He wants his nation to be great and free. What do you think of this person? Answer. This person is a patriot and a sincere teacher. He has great love and respect for his mother tongue and the motherland. He realizes his own drawbacks also, as he used to ask the students to work for him and skip their class. He is objective in his approach. Vive la France. What does it mean and symbolize? What does it show about the speaker? If this chapter comes, if this story comes, the last lesson for your board exams, please do expect this question. This is very important. So, answer 5. It means long live France. It symbolizes the love and patriotic feelings of the teacher in Monsieur Emile. The words also symbolize the French people's resolve to care for their language and struggle for their freedom. So with this we end this video of question and answers for class 10 ICSE from Treasure Chest, the last lesson. And that's all for today. We'll soon meet in the next video. Till then, stay safe, stay secure. Thank you.